this chick might be right about this.
So if y'all really want to try to come up off a check off a man, you could just fuck an athlete. They're really dumb.
Now, when it comes to her first son, who was Brandon Ingram's child, there was no baby shower for him because they didn't know who the child's father was. However, the second son, which is Anthony Simmons' son, there was a baby shower for him. And these are the photos. And here's the thing, she didn't post his face. Fellas, this is what you're gonna have to deal with when you decide to wife up a bird. Shit like this. And I believe he's actually with her right now. But she refused to post him. And think about all the money he spent on this chick and all that.
Shalom. All praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Ba'asham Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to all you sincere Akim. And this is your brother Abawan back again with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Ba'asham Kodash. All praises and glory is you. Now, yeah, what we're going to be talking about in today's video is, well, this video, the video that you see right here. Her two NBA baby daddies clash in epic showdown as she snags the win. And basically, what you have is this Eve, right? That was impregnated by two NBA players, current NBA players, and that's just basically the whole story of it. That's just basically the whole story, right? It's not, I don't know if this is a big deal or anything like that, but when I saw this video on my stream, the first thought was, what kind of wickedness is this, right? This is a new. I had to do a video on this because this is getting ridiculous, right? The situation of relationships in Babylon the Great is getting ridiculous. You have all these demons out here, these wicked ass women, these harlots, these hoes, okay, involving themselves in these kinds of relationships. Not only is it being enabled by Esau Edom, right, the system in Babylon the Great, but it's also being promoted through the use of Title 4D, right, child support, because what you have is this single mother epidemic where you have a single woman having five different children from five different men. Not that I'm saying that the woman that is being talked about in this video is the one that is doing that, but I think there was a video that went viral a while back about this woman that was talking about how that's as a woman, the main thing you should be doing right now is getting as many children from as many men as possible, right? Because each man will be paying child support, and basically you can live off of that rather than getting married to a single man and getting money from there. And that's the mindset that a lot of our women in this kingdom have, right? I'm talking about the nigger woman right now. That's why the apostles and the elders, they tell you to stay away from Eve, man, because in this kingdom, Esau has full control of Eve right now in this kingdom, as unfortunate as that is. But that's just how it is, right? That women will be in order in the kingdom. But as for now, the woman is not in her right state of mind, basically. Especially when when you're talking about one of these women that are in Babylon the Great, that are in the world, these two third women, right? After all, it's not written. Let's get that precept. That should be the book of Ecclesiasticus, the 25th chapter. And let me just quickly highlight this because I don't really want to talk too much on this, because the point isn't even about what the woman herself is doing, but rather what Babylon the Great is. Okay, Ecclesiasticus 25 verse 19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. Right. So let me jump down a little bit. Ecclesiasticus 25 verse 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gather abroad. So if you are wondering why is it that the men of the great millstone say that women can't post on the comment section, why is it that the men of the great millstone say that women should keep quiet, right? This is the reason why, because the scriptures clearly give you the game and the understanding of the psychology of both men and women, both the wicked and the righteous, and the state of mind that everybody on this earth is to be in, because the people of this kingdom, they don't understand the scriptures, and they don't understand the wealth of wisdom that comes from the scriptures, because the scriptures give you instruction in all things. And let me go to that. Let's go to that. That should be the book of Joshua, right? The first chapter. And that's why, man, that's why, man, lately, I'll be honest, man, lately I've been desensitized to the news that I've been seeing online. You see all the things that are going on the earth, prophecy being fulfilled, and you're just like, yeah, that's just part of the course, right? That's Matthew 24, Luke 21, 2nd Ezra 15, 2nd Ezra 16, right there. Joel, the third chapter, all these things happening. It's just like, you already know that it was going to happen. So it's not really that surprising. And I've been desensitized to a lot of the news that's coming out lately, because it's not really a surprise anymore, because you can see all these things coming. Joshua 1 verse 8, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. Right. And the scriptures are not just, oh, it's a collection of books, so it's a nice word written. The old English is funny. No, these are actual instructions, the laws, the statutes, and the commandments from the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Wisdom from men of old that have seen and experienced all things. Let me get that precept as well. So this is the book of Ecclesiastes 1 verse 1. The words of the preacher, the son of David, king in Jerusalem. Vanity of vanities, saith the preacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. What a profit. Oh, no, let me jump down to the main points back here. So this is the book of Ecclesiastes 1 verse 12. I, the preacher, was king over Israel in Jerusalem, and I gave my heart to seek and search out wisdom concerning all things that are done under heaven. This sore travail hath God given to the sons of man to be exercised therewith. I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of the spirit. Right, so men of old with great wisdom that have experienced all manner of things in their lives, and they will give you the understanding of the different affairs, especially when it comes to women, especially when it comes to how you relate with women, and how to, you know, better understand the psychology. Let me just say it like the red pill and, the red pill and the MGTOW types always say it, female nature. And that's realistically what this is going into and what this is. Because you see, and let me get this, and before I continue, I want to get this precept next as well. So this is the book of Ecclesiasticus 25, verse 21. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure. Right. So that is what that is what resulted in this situation right here. But the situation in itself isn't, exactly unique or strange, because it's something that happens all the time in Babylon the Great. But this is, the first time you see it happen, you think it's just a bunch of niggas that are in the world, right? Just all these low level jigs that are just in the hood, just going around in the same location and dealing with the women in the same location. But these are high level athletes, millionaires that play all across the country, and they are still dealing with this same situation. And it shows you that, at the end of the day, man. Let me get that preset as well. There's another preset I wanted to bring out. I think it was something like wisdom is not commonly for a niggard, right? And you just get that. Let me see where it is. Here it is. This is what I was thinking about. Not wisdom, riches. Ecclesiasticus 14, verse 3. Riches are not comely for a niggard, and what should an envious man do with money? And you know where I have to get that precept, right? And it shows you that no matter how much wealth you get, and a nigger is still a nigger, man, and a nigger will still do nigger shit, right? Because explain to me why, when you have the wealth and the fame to deal with any type of woman, you choose to deal with a woman that not only did another player that you are in the same organization, the same league. Let me not say the same organization because they are in different teams, right? Brandon Ingram is in the New Orleans Pelicans, and the other guy is Horry something is with the Blazers. but you're in the same, league, which is the NBA, and you're dealing with this woman, and you're not even using proper protection to prevent having a child, right? Because dealing with the woman isn't even the problem. It's the children that were brought forth from dealing with that woman. That's the problem. And that is as a result of the condition of Babylon the Great, right? Because I can't really speak to the topic of, oh, the dealing with these horrors, dealing with these horrors too much, because that is something that because these things that happen is a situation that is unique to Babylon the Great, in the sense that it does not happen anywhere else in the world at the rate, and at the level that it does in Babylon the Great. But rather, what I can't talk about is something I'm familiar with. That's why I don't go too deep into, the whole a lot of the topics that are exclusively dealing with Babylon the Great, because you know these are things that brothers that actually they are more equipped to talk about. But what I actually will go on to say to talk about is, the situation, the states of Babylon the Great when it comes to morality. And I've already done a video going into that, how there is no morality in Babylon the Great, but rather what I want to talk about is, rather than morality, it's morale. Okay, let me get that in definition, right? The definition of the word morale. Morale, Morale. And this is the definition of the word morale: the capacity of people to maintain belief in an institution or a goal, or even in oneself and others. And that's basically going into, the trust, right, that you have in something. And that trust also leads you to have determination and motivation to see something through, right? But when you don't have trust in it, because that's really what I wanted to speak on, right? The trust that you have in something, because when that trust does not exist, it becomes more and more difficult for you to believe in it, right? So there is no trust in the system of Babylon the Great, in the things that the America claims to promote, which is the family values, the freedom, the liberty, the democracy, and so on and so forth, right? But in this case, we're discussing the family values, because you see how much in these past few years, and really, if you really want to talk about it, you go back all the way to the transatlantic slave trade, in which the family system has been broken down by Babylon the Great, starting with the Willie Lynch letters, right? The separating of and the breaking apart of houses, how Esau would sell the man to one plantation, sell the woman to one plantation, sell the children to another plantation, basically splitting the families apart. And then you have these that man in the house law, right, where a woman couldn't get welfare on if she had a man in the house. It was basically incentive for the woman to kick the man out of the house. And then all these Eves will now start talking about how, oh, all these so-called black men are deadbeats. They can't do nothing. They can't, they aren't even there for their children, deadbeat dads. And when in all actuality, this is the origin of it, right? To the point where now the family system, and not just a family system, but the relationship between men and women, and the family system that exists in Babylon the Great has been destroyed. Okay, and that's why, man, the apostles tell the others and the apostles tell brothers to especially specifically stay away from Eve. Okay, because this is something that Eve does the most. You won't see the other nations, right, or even the other tribes, to the extent of the women in the southern kingdom. Right? You won't see them doing things like this, where they will strategize on trying to deal with as many men as possible and have children from as many men as possible in order to secure their own wealth and their own bag using child support, right? Rather than finding a single man and dealing with that man, building a family. Rather than that, they would rather deal in this wickedness, because this single motherhood, especially the one that is, done purposely, that's pure wickedness, man. And a lot of these women are actually doing it on purpose, where they will baby trap a man, or try to get a man's baby in order to get that child support. And of course, the governments, right, Babylon the Great will support that, force the man to be paying the child support, right, rather than, force the man to be paying child support, right, and I always say rather than marriage, it's more this thing of child support, which of course you now find out that the child support in and of itself is actually illegal. But this is the condition that is set up in Babylon the Great, man, where wickedness is pushed to the forefront, right? And the truth, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Most High Yahweh Sham Yahshai is rejected. So let me go to the book of, okay, the book of Ecclesiastes 10, verse 6. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. And that's why this wickedness, right, the wickedness of a woman, the wickedness that is being promoted by Esau Edom is allowed to run as the standard rather than the laws, the statutes, and the commandments of the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And this is what Esau promotes, this is what Esau pushes, the continuous degradation of his own kingdom, right? And the continuous degradation of people, especially you Israelites, following in these wicked ass practices, man. Because this is just demonic right here, right? This is just not just wicked, but dumb as hell. Not just from the legal woman, but also from these dudes as well. Dealing with a woman that already has a child from another man not that directly and you work with. That's just wickedness, right? And that's exactly what happened here, where the woman had the first child from Brandon Ingram, and then this dude now came up again, and dealt with her, and even had a child from that. Now she had a second child, and they are both paying child support, right? And they are both, and if you continue watching this video, you find out that they actually both played each other, right, in a match, and I think it got personal a little bit, right, because they are trying to show up one another that, oh, I'm the bigger man, oh, I'm the bigger man, which is just ridiculous, man. And it just shows you, and let me get this next preset as well. I think that is Ecclesiasticus 26 chapter, where it says that a woman was made for a wicked man. Let me get that precept. Ecclesiasticus 26. So let's see. That should be. Here it is, Ecclesiasticus 26, verse 23. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth Yahweh. Right, so what I was saying, right? So with that, let me just end the video right there. Once again, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Basham, Yahweh, Basham, Rakakwadash, Wa Abad Babal, Shalom.